What's up, y'all?
Mind unlocked, heart
Hold up,
unlocked.
this ain't
I
on.
am open and willing to receive the lessons, blessings, and manifestations today will present.
What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Mind unlocked,
Welcome to
heart
Soul
unlocked.
Affirmation Sundays
I'm open and
live.
willing to receive the lessons, blessings, and manifestations today
Yep,
will present.
as we are getting it together. There we go. We're getting it together, y'all.
Yep.
We are trying to do both at the same time. So, here we
What's
go.
up, y'all?
Mind unlocked,
Nice, nice.
heart unlocked.
Hey.
Fam pulling up.
You want me to play it back?
You can run that back.
Run
That
it
felt
back. We're going to run
that
it
felt
back. We
good.
own the rights to this music.
Yes, we do.
And pull up. All right.
Guess who's here? Floyd, what's good? Happy Black Love Day.
Really? Thank you for sharing that in the chat.
Mind unlocked.
Happy
heart unlocked.
Valentine's
I am
Day.
open and willing to receive the lessons,
Valentine's.
blessings, and manifestations today will present.
How y'all feeling? What's good, family?
What is good?
Love you as well. Let this vibe just rock one time. Mind unlocked.
Heart unlocked.
Heart
Hey,
unlocked.
Floyd.
Receive the lessons,
Appreciate it.
blessings, and manifestations today will present.
Love y'all for real.
Happy Valentine's Day
Beautiful people.
to you guys as well.
Yeah, I feel like we're really family.
I know.
Like
the Black Love
yeah,
family. I
yeah,
got a Black Love shirt on
yeah,
today.
I'm not like rejecting it. I'm accepting the love. That's unique. That's a growth. That's happening.
Yes.
Infinite blessings to you as well.
Hey, Kaja.
Fam.
All right. Happy Valentine's Day. We are here. We are working with two platforms today. As you know, we do our Instagram live. We've decided to also do that with YouTube as well. So I'm looking up, I'm looking over, I'm looking over, I'm looking up. I'm present.
Oh, you got on your Hampton sweatshirt. Yes.
Yep.
No, Jafar. No one has on a sweatshirt for you, Jafar.
Jafar is here. He's blue. He's Hampton blue, but he's not Hampton spirited.
Respectfully, he's not Hampton blue.
He's not. He's a little Hampton blue.
Sometimes. Maybe one of your old garments. How we feeling today? I see the waves. How y'all feeling? What's good in your world?
I know. Let me wave back. My apologies. I usually participate in.
I think we can just say we waved. Everyone who waved can hear us, so we waved. I'm gonna wave in real life.
Peace, y'all.
Fam.
It's
All right. So check. Before we even get into Valentine's, Felicia was getting a few different inquiries for, I guess you would just call it like panel or couple engagements.
I was.
And she was getting so many of them, she was saying to herself, yo, is this spam?
It's not working.
Right? And I just laughed.
I did ask if it was spam.
And I just laughed because I understood in context for her, like Valentine's Day, like what's that to a calendar? I think it interfaces two ways. One, yes, our calendar is different, and like many folks who experience grief or life-changing events, it really does disorient your calendar for some time to come.
Mm-hmm.
But second to that, me and Fee was chilling. We realized this is our 17th Valentine's Day together. Whatever the day is, however we define it. This is our 17th, February 14th together.
I told him, I was like, hold up. you cannot be my forever Valentine. I was like, why don't you let somebody else be my Valentine?
And what's up? I mean, and who and what
I'm
and
just kidding.
how? You know, I'm here for it. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm all the way up.
yeah.
Uh huh. In your ear like an air pod. Uh-huh.
I'm okay with it.
See, I know that. She okay with that. Hey, Jafar, really, you're really hating over there. I'm trying to whisper sweet nothings in her ear, and you over there. Come on over here if you want to come.
Mm, no, not today.
But nah, it was I guess it was quite a revelation because I can remember how they have transitioned and become so many different things, right?
Mm,
I remember when a lot of how I felt about the day was based on, um, I guess you could say, the predictors of the day, the holiday, the expectation, the social dynamics, right? The social pressures.
mhm,
Um, so I can't remember them all, but
mhm.
I think I'll go back to one of the memorable Valentine's days. Okay, so y'all check this out.
What you finna do?
Um, I think at this time I might be a junior or a senior at Hampton, and sh- shout out to California Pizza Kitchen. So you got to remember, for us, this was fine dining
uh,
in undergrad.
this was.
Fine dining for a number of reasons. You had
And
enough. You had
pizzas are not cheap.
the pizzas aren't cheap, but you had to have enough gas to get to Norfolk
You
from Hampton.
did. That's
Remember,
right.
because the California
Yeah.
Pizza Kitchen was in Norfolk. So
Yep. You ain't
boom,
lying.
I called a restaurant ahead of time, and I asked them would it be cool if I had a little musical accompaniment.
Happy Valentine's Day, Lace.
And I hired a brethren to play the saxophone at the restaurant. Now I'm real live tripping because I had on a whole suit.
Yes,
I had on a whole suit at California Pizza Kitchen.
he
A
did.
whole suit.
CPK, y'all. We went for the carne asada pizza.
You know we went for the carne asada pizza, but I guess it was so dope because management appreciated it that night because it was like ambiance for the restaurant. So they end up, um, I think, either waiving our meal or giving us a really big
Yeah.
discount.
Oh, we did not pay for that meal that
Oh
night.
no, we didn't pay for that meal that night.
Everyone thought that Karika proposed to me that night, y'all, because we had a saxophone player and he gave me a tennis bracelet and some matching earrings, some diamond
Oh, that
earrings.
was when I did do the earrings and the
Yes.
bracelet.
And
Oh,
I remember like that everybody thought it was a proposal. But
uh-uh.
it wasn't. I mean, they clapped for it and
It was
everything.
a bomb meal.
It was what was the song that he played? It was it Kenny
This is you're really showing up. You're really showing
no,
up.
I am looking at Jafar like that cuz he's cutting up today, y'all. He's on the cut up.
Chill, please.
Um hi. So, what was the name of the song?
I don't remember the
Come
song.
on, Riga. It was Kenny Lattimore.
Is it for you?
Sing it. Give me a part.
Well, I'm the one who said I don't remember the song.
Oh, come on.
Was it for you?
Look at Irie. But see,
For
you're
you.
just saying yes, that one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's all. I just needed you to sing the melody.
Okay.
But yeah, yes. Thank you, Kai.
Okay, that's
Yes,
crazy. So I wonder if there's probably some footage. We can probably get the footage to Kenny now.
we
Yeah, we
could. Shout
could.
out to Big Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Big Mike
Yeah, that was the
and
one
the Terrace.
and Lateris. You're right. I I I remember that Valentine's Day. But one of
Yeah,
my most memorable Valentine's days, y'all, was this was years later. So, cuz you said you were a junior
might have been a
and
junior
yep,
at the
cuz I
top.
was a sophomore.
Okay.
And but many years later, this must be 2010,
Mm-hmm.
2009, 2010ish.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole day Riga was gone. Now, I will say this, Karika and I, we don't celebrate or participate in the celebration of Valentine's Day as much as like I used to want to. Partially because we celebrate our love every day. We don't need to participate in the capitalism of it. But back in 2010, I believe it was 2010, Kariga was gone the whole day and I was hot. I was hot. I couldn't believe he spent the whole Valentine's Day gone. I didn't get like I didn't get no chocolates. I didn't get no the stuff you just want something because what's happening I think is you're doing a well at least for me I'll speak for myself. I'm looking around and I'm seeing everybody getting all this love through chocolates and cards and all of this public display of affection and I'm just kind of like man where's mine at? And I've been with Karika heck along. I didn't get none of this and I recognize now, like, when you're not comparing, you see so much more beauty. I just want to say that.
Ooh, we're gonna put a pin in that.
When you are not comparing, you see so much more beauty. But
when you are not comparing, you see so much beauty. Gotcha.
Yes, thank you. Karika finally gets back to Jafar, you better get off my computer. Finally gets back to the house. And I mean, I'm just like, I'm not right, Lauren. It's different when you love big 365, 366. But he gets back to the house. I'm not giving him no love. I'm not giving him no play. I'm mad about it. All right. You should have been here today. And it's literally the end of the day. The sun is down. And it could have totally been like 5 something because the sun goes down at 5. But it was late. And Kariga pulls up on the TV a YouTube clip of a poem that he wrote for me. And he spent the day recording it.
Oh, wow. Wow. I do
A
remember
Poet
that.
at a Loss for Words.
Yeah,
is the name of the poem.
It might even still be up.
I believe it's still up. If it is still up, I am reposting that today so y'all can see this poem.
Can you pet him so he stops?
I'm sorry. No, if I pet him, he's going to keep going.
It's okay.
Hey, Roz. So, yeah, I think that was one of my favorite.
Poet at a Loss of Words.
Yeah.
I remember. So this was around Felicia's in grad school, working on a doctorate at the time, and she used to have to study, and for days at a time she'd just be in her academics. And sometimes it would like the challenge was not that we couldn't spend time together.
I said it is still up. Okay. It's still up on YouTube.
The challenge was that I couldn't help her with what she had to carry. So watching somebody have to dedicate so much time and their being to the academics is just, you really feel like, damn, I wish there was something I can do. And I remember at that particular time, just working and studying and maybe saying out loud to me about, I guess sometimes you don't feel as pretty, whatever that's defined as. And I wanted to try to capture in words a dedication to honor you. And I really remember because like that was one of my first attempts at writing about our union. Back then, I didn't talk about it much, and we didn't talk about it much. And we had a lot of friends who used to be like, man, y'all should talk from the perspective of your relationship. And we used to be like, nah.
Nah, it's mine.
And
my relationship.
And we real life would not open up from it. But I think what's unique now is you realize just like what reference is about, and less about, being heard, being seen, but more about owning your story. But whatever the pivot was that gave us the thinking and the maneuverability to start to share from our union, big ups to all those friends all those years ago who was trying to tell us this. And Felicia and I were so stubborn, y'all. Y'all wouldn't believe it. Like, it just wasn't happening.
It's like, y'all only love me for my love. I'm not doing it. No, I'm kidding.
Can I put a pin in the part you were saying?
Yeah, let's talk about what we intend to talk about.
Well, what we intend to talk about is exactly what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're sharing stories, but...
Yeah. Nah, but I want to just come back to your statement around when you are not comparing, there is so much more beauty, right? You were talking about comparing love. So, if we have permission, after doing a couple of these February 14th together, some things I just want to kind of open up about, I guess, the practice, the availability, the longevity. Um, Firstly, has to do with not comparing your love to anyone else's. Like, your love is your love, but it's unique. It's not just yours. You're also finding out what it is.
Right.
It's unique to your lived experiences, your examples of love that you saw growing up, or how you did or did not experience it. It's specific to um, socialization factors that had to do with how you wanted to be seen, loved, or
Mm.
appreciated,
Mm-hmm.
what you thought relationships are supposed to do. Like, we all have so much work to work through to figure out exactly what love is for us, um, outside of a relationship, outside of a romantic placement. Like, we all have work to do to figure out what love is for us and how we fill our own love tank. And not just specifically like self love is the first love. Like, we get that. It's really one love. But what I'm talking about is whether it's your relationship or how you're living it, it can be so challenging to define your love for yourself.
Mm.
It can be so challenging to stand in your love for yourself without any outside acknowledgement, accolades, um, praises. But all of these things are so deeply important to finding out what your love is based on.
Yeah.
And you can find inspiration from other healthy practices, but comparison leaves you with so much deficit because there's so much difference across the practices of love. But the differences should be celebrated, not compared.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think about,
Thank you for saying that.
oh, thank you for practicing it with me. I think about all the years of our bond, friendship, marriage, and the different ways February 14th has showed up for us,
Mm-hmm.
the different ways outside noise has showed up for our February 14th, the different ways you want to make it your own. But I'm curious around the idea of why does making it our own have anything to do with public perception
Mm.
or public engagement? If we're truly making it our own, what role is the public playing in that? Uh, I don't have an answer. It's really a deeper curiosity as it pertains to, I get a public display of affection. Like, we want to be loved. We want to be secure in our love. Nothing wrong with that. I celebrate that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that, like, as we try to navigate how to arrive at healthy functions of it, that's an essential question that comes up for me.
Mm.
Uh, and then, also wanting to make room for the folks who may be having a difficult time with reconciling this February 14th or last one, or any February 14th for that matter, as it concerns to losses they may have experienced. Um, for our community out there who lost companions, loved ones, partners, um, these can always be like such challenging days. Like, it's as real as it is not real, right? And
Right.
that's the unique thing about it.
Right.
Like, the public participation makes it so very real.
Makes it feel that way. Yeah.
But we also recognize that, like I have a dear friend who's, um, was looking forward to having a ceremony today, right? Like
Mm.
this was the plan, this was the date.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sat with my feelings and my heart for her this morning as I realized like the reconciling of the grief that is what they expected, that is what you hope for,
Yep.
what you planned for,
Yep.
what you rightfully planned for.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to make room for folks who are like on the who feel like they're on that island today. Because all these things are happening at once. Like folks are wanting to be celebrated, kind of like modestly celebrating and kind of, backing out, but they want to show that the love is secure. And then you have folks who are like on a whole other island of this day, longing for who they thought they'd have their arms wrapped around. And that's a big wave.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big wave.
Mm.
I've been a God, peace, royalty.
Mm.
My greatest loss was on Valentine's Day.
But today felt
Different
different.
in a
But
good way.
she said Aisha showed up for her.
That's so important.
Mm-hmm.
That's so important. Ooh, that just makes me smile for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that that is your experience, sis. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so glad that you were loved and seen and supported and held on that day, just the way
Mm-hmm.
you needed to be. Blessings to all the love practice bonds out there that are holding each other up,
Mm-hmm.
being present for each other. Just a
Yes.
little extra kindness, just a little extra service.
Man.
Maybe somebody picked up along the way, picked up some slack, maybe prep the kitchen. However, you and your partner is working it out today. Big ups to y'all for being present for one another. Um, and big ups to you for being present for yourself.
Yeah. And I like that you bring up I like that we're always kind of refining and examining um, the grief side of things.
Okay.
Because grief, I think, it exists in so many spaces, right?
It's
We know
happening every
this,
day.
right? There are, you're grieving perhaps the expectations of what you thought this day would be, with whom you thought this day would be with, whether that's through a um, a loss of someone's physical being, or just an expectation that you've had of yourself based on what socializers like present in front of you that make you feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and I appreciate you bringing that up, Rika, because it's very much true and can be very much challenging. And I appreciate you bringing up the kindness and being kind to ourselves in the midst of holding that grief.
Yeah. Kind to ourselves, kind to the people around us. Um, Someone says they've been sending the affirmations to their from the toolkit to their friends
Oh,
today.
Ulana.
Oh, that's beautiful. I also think about kind to ourselves, kind to our loved ones, or that that little bit of kindness that's being practiced in a relationship somewhere today. Like big ups to anybody who's choosing to put yesterday in its past framework and is choosing to stand in love today.
Mm.
Big ups to everybody who's actually doing that today. Um, Big ups to the folks who had like a rocky ride into this day, and you two are still choosing to practice love. That's big because
Mm-hmm.
differences will rise, and it's so beautiful when we both uh, let love have its portion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a shout out to the folks who are making it through on their way,
Mm-hmm.
practicing maybe a
Mm-hmm.
little more kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wanted to bring something up that because here's the thing, y'all. Felicia and I are a young couple contextualized by um, like the world around us, older siblings, you know, um, different peers. I guess the context is because we've been together so long since we were young. So a lot of couples that might have this type of duration are sometimes older. than us, but it's love all the way around. But I think that our number of years in the practice of love, like I done sat in a lot of different seats, okay, for Valentine's Day. Just I'm gonna name it. Um, well, I mean, a lot of different seats in terms of how I participated, right? Like what my reasons were.
Yeah.
I mean, I went. Come on, we talked about damn saxophonists and
Crazy.
CPK, right? Like it just ain't happening today. Um, nah, bro.
It could totally happen today. Not at CPK.
Not a
It's
CPK, bro.
COVID.
Facts. But nah, I'm talking about the idea that like when I see people doing unhealthy comparison because they think they have the practice down pat or they think they have the evidence to like stand in their practice but judge other people's practice.
Or they
I'm
have whatever is working for them, and so they feel like this is the blueprint and the rubric.
and it's like, nah, cool. You got you. I like the way you do yours. Y'all do y'all thing over there.
Yeah.
But like, don't judge other couples, young couples especially, along the way as they're trying to figure it out, because everybody's trying to figure it out, right? Love is so amazing because to me it represents like this beautiful architecture that unites two paths from two different walks, two different roads.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, imagine being on one road, trying to get to the other road, but there's no road that connects them in between. So you see your partner, but there's no road that connects. They have a life origin, they have a birthday, they have parents, they have a bloodline, they have a whole context of the day they were born. You have yours, and somehow your lives have united and become one. Love is amazing in that way. It really is that bridge that connects us, right, from two different walks. So shout out to anybody who's trying to connect with somebody on a whole nother path. And I think we deserve more credit, and love deserves more credit on that phenomena that's actually happening when two lives are joining to become one in any way, right? It's two different people born under two different circumstances, two different time, dates, locations, two different happenings, and somehow we become one. So I think that deserves a moment of recognition, applause, celebration.
Especially black love. Whew.
Oh, especially black love. Especially because of the adverse circumstances all the way around.
It's everything that you just said, in the many paths that how different the paths can look when you are black. They're not always the same, despite how society tries to categorize us as that. Socially,
So very different.
looks so different.
But speaking of looking different, all right, y'all see that? Y'all ever seen that meme? And I can't stand it. I think it's Bill Gates. It's probably Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know. I don't know um,
Which meme is
which
that?
wealthy person they're using to compare to other people. But they always have this meme about how someone is dressed modestly. Let's just say Mark, right? The black T-shirt and how he's dressed and what values are conspicuous, right? And they compare it to somebody else who's not as rich as he is, and they compare why the person has on this
Right.
and wears that and all that other foolishness. For me, it's just I think it's just it lacks moral investigation. It's just it's kind of like this very blanket approach to what I know is more nuanced than that. And I think when it comes on to love, don't nobody got a rubric and can't nobody tell you how to do yours because yours is yours and it's supposed to work for you, right? So if you and your partner got something going on and it works for y'all, we affirm that
Yep.
because it's a phenomena already that two can become one.
Yep.
So we affirm that.
Yep.
So we don't. It's not about comparing what somebody's love practices look like, what somebody's dates look like, what type of compliments they partner get online or don't get online, where they go, how much vacation time they need, why they need time away from work or the kids. Let them do what they do, so we can all love more abundantly. Because I promise, everybody's just trying. Everybody is just trying, and that deserves grace.
Yeah. Even the folks that are doing the comparison, the comparing, they are just trying to, and it's always, I think, important as reminders that our brains are doing what brains do. It is a natural cognitive process for us to use our frame of reference based on our lived experiences and socializers and beliefs and perspectives, all things that shape all of our decision making and how we move and operate. It is natural for us to look at someone else and compare it to that,
Mm-hmm.
even though that pathway is very, very, very individual and specific to us and cannot even be replicated. Not even the same siblings have the same path. I hear that a lot too, right? It's like, well, we grew up under the same house, still a very different cognitive experience. And it's very natural for us to just take that, put it up against ours and say, oh, well, if it don't look like this, then it ain't right, you know?
Mm.
So I bring that up just as a reminder,
Mm-hmm.
so that we have more compassion rather
Yes.
than comparison for others, even in our relationships, in
It,
our relationship, within, in between, outside of, with other couples. That is the work. That is also the practice of love for ourselves and for others. And
ooh, I like the way you're kicking that. That is
mm,
the practice of love, right? Um, Thank you for saying that. Because right after the day is done and closed, right? Um, Outside of the romantic setting of the love,
mm-hmm,
we got to figure out how we can all love each other more abundantly.
yeah,
Um, and sometimes our partners are good practice partners for figuring out how to love more effectively, love ourselves more
mm-hmm,
effectively,
mm-hmm,
how to show up and get what we need for ourselves
yeah,
so we can do that for others. Um, I also think about what it means when, like, all the color and all the beauty we miss when we compare and not just celebrate the difference.
yeah.
I think we miss so much of the human spirit uh, and the desire to show up for one another when we start to compare. Like, folks is
Mm,
really trying. Uh, no lie, some couples been like, this is in their 40th something year, right? And they're just finding their step. Like, how beautiful and resilient is that? Like, they're just finding their step. So I think of
mm.
love as like all
Right.
the stories in
Celebrate it.
between.
Yeah.
All the stories in between.
Yeah.
Not just the posters,
Mm-hmm.
not just the good days, not just the smiles.
Mm-hmm.
I think of love as the practice. Yep, sis put that, compassion over comparison. I think of love as the waymaker for us all. Uh, like, whether you want to accept it or not, like, we won't always have this level of ability. Things change. If you've seen love mature and last a really long time, you've seen things change. And I hope that we are creating the type of kindness, the type of love, the type of gentleness that allows us to still be as things change.
Mm.
So that's in your relationship, but that's also in the world around you.
Yeah.
Like, the ill part about love is here's why they won't want to, like, really talk about love on Valentine's Day. They rather talk about, like, consumption and romance. Because love is not a beautiful, easy thing to talk about.
Oh.
Love requires the unmasking of oneself. Love requires the releasing of the ego
Ooh.
into the trust of a partner. Love will include loss. But that story isn't sexy or appealing. It's very humanizing and stripping away of everything external. Chill. Love at the core is everything internal. It has very little to do with the external. Love will incur loss. So, like, if we if if the love we talk about can't include that, that's why I just be chilling, because that ain't the love I'm talking about. That ain't the love I'm talking about.
Mm,
The candies and the hearts is not what I'm talking about.
unless they're C's candies. I'm just kidding.
Now, C's candies do be busting. Or you remember when you was in elementary and middle school and you had the Valentine's Day gram,
Ooh,
and the
y'all.
Valentine's Day gram pull up in the classroom and drop off your
Your
Valentine's Day gram,
Valentine's
and you
Day
feeling like somebody?
gram.
Ooh,
And
ooh!
them little sugar cookies with the
Stop,
sprinkles. Y'all
stop
remember
playing with
biting
me.
them sugar cookies with the
Stop
sprinkles?
playing with
How
me
they
about
felt
them
on your teeth.
Valentine's Day grams. Stop playing. And somebody, I realize now that these were mothers who were like building families and designing homes. Like those were the ones that were baking for their kids Valentine's Day, and they used to pull up with the fresh baked Valentine's goodies.
Stop saying
Ooh, ooh, y'all
Valentine's.
stop playing with me. But aside from childhood, I found out like the depths of love,
Mm-hmm.
it rewired me at my core. But I want to make room for all of it.
Yeah.
The homemade Valentine's Day cookies, candies. Folks is feeling,
Yeah.
look, the emotions.
No, because y'all
Because
know.
the
Because we
emotions,
all
yeah.
went
Because
through
the
it.
emotions get you.
We know.
They market, boy, they got the marketing on Lizard.
You talking that talk though. Yeah, y'all. I saw them sugar cookies in the store today and got excited. Tried to get some. Karika would not let me.
And I told her, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What are we gonna do? All adult. What are we gonna do with them sugar cookies? What's gonna happen after you
I
have
just
one?
wanted them so bad.
What she really wanted was one.
I did. I just.
Jafar, please stop. Come on, you're ruining everything.
What is up?
But they don't
Why?
sell them singularly. So imagine having a whole 2 dozen,
Come on.
24 sugar cookies on the counter. No, 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 no.
I should have got them. But you know what? They're going to be on sale tomorrow. Y'all know how that goes.
Then when the Valentine's Day go on sale, I hope somebody out there has a practice with their partner where they don't trip off of nothing on February 14th because they get it for half off on the 15th and they have a good time. Is there
Man.
anybody out there? That ain't me.
No.
We don't buy anything anyway for that.
No.
I mean, it's just I I just try to like be mindful of some of my consumer patterns.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's not that I need the cookie, right?
not in the
It's not
slightest.
any
Not in the slightest.
nourishment or nutrients that I need from those cookies. It's literally the remembering the feeling of having them. Cookies on deck. I see that, Dominique.
Now, home baked cookies is okay, but we're not doing no cookies.
What are we doing?
What we doing? What we got?
Cheesecake.
Ooh. Oh man.
Okay, cut it out.
Okay, we will. But I think in the practice of love, there's so much to smile about, so much to laugh about, but there's also so much to investigate. Like you got to make room for when it don't feel fun, funny, or attractive.
Mm,
Make room for that. When it don't feel, you know, like when love is when it's time to take inventory, that can be some real work.
mm-hmm.
But that's why we practice patience with ourselves. You know what? I want to share this affirmation that I think might help us in today's uh, conversation.
Mm,
It's really mind blowing to me how many of these affirmations speak to like different parts of our lives
yeah.
and where it actually comes from, though. Wow, wow, God. Today, I will practice love by showing compassion to people or spaces often overlooked or intentionally silenced.
Mm.
Today, I will practice love by showing compassion to people or spaces often overlooked or intentionally silenced. If you got some say in the day, if you getting any type of love today, if somebody's going out of their way to celebrate your love, I just ask that you extend that generosity to somebody whose love may not be being celebrated. Everybody's love is not being celebrated the ways it can be today. Everybody's love is not being celebrated by those closest to them. Everybody's love is not being uh, embraced and referenced as goals or whatever the metric is. So if you getting some love today, please, 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 please send that in the direction of somebody who may not be getting that same type of love. It's so important, y'all. Like, that's how we love more abundantly. When we choose to show up in spaces often overlooked or intentionally silenced. When we choose to ride for the least of us, the left out and looked over. When we choose to put our love in the margins. That's the good game right there. So if you are loving more abundantly, if somebody's loving on you, take some time to love on somebody who's not being as loved. If you got it. If you got it. If you got it in abundance. If your love secure today, please show up for somebody who doesn't feel as love secure. Be it another union or another person. Show up for somebody. Big love.
Thank you, Rika. I'm going to close this out in our affirmation.
For sure. Turn this one up. Slap.
Just a reminder.
Today, I will practice love by showing
We own the rights to this music.
We own the rights.
Overlooked or intentionally silenced.
Come on, Damani.
Today I will practice love by showing compassion to people or spaces, often overlooked or intentionally silenced.
Showing compassion to Jafar. Love y'all, man.
Love you. Give me a smile.
Today, I will practice love.
Practice love, y'all. May we all love more abundantly.
Peace. Thank you, guys. We'll see y'all next week.